Welcome to another episode of Jewish Softball More Than a Game, where the stories on the diamond go deeper than the box scores. I'm your host, Maddie Lewis. Today's guest is an absolute standout, both on and off the field. Hailing from Northridge, California, she dominated at West Texas A&M University, where she earned a bachelor's in health sciences with a minor in psychology, followed by her MBA, all while putting together one of the most impressive softball careers in program history. She was a 5-year starting center fielder, freshman of the year, a 3-time All-American, a 3-time academic All-American, the 2023 Conference Player of the Year, and of course, a key part of the 2021 National Championship squad. She wrapped up her collegiate career with a stellar 386 batting average and 70 career home runs. A proud Jewish American athlete, she has spent the last 5 years competing with the Israeli national softball team, and now she brings that same drive and competitiveness to her professional role as an inside sales representative with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's all welcome Ruby Salzman. How are you doing today, Ru? Thanks for joining us.
Great, Matt. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
How was your day at work?
It was great. Selling season ticket memberships, looking for group tickets for next season as well, especially coming off another World Series win. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, is there like a ton of good energy at Dodger Stadium right now and just in the city?
Yeah, a lot of great energy. I love talking to people, getting to hear a lot of their memories and stuff at the stadium when getting on the phone with them, and just everyone's all hyped up, honestly. Especially going back to back, everyone's kind of waiting for their rings.
Yeah, I'm a little hurt because I'm a Giants fan, but it's good for you guys. Like, I get it, I've been there. But anyways, all right, let's dive into the good stuff here. So you obviously have one of the most decorated careers in West Texas A&M history. Little side note, we played you guys at UC San Diego. I can't remember if I was on the team. I know Robin was at one point.
In Vegas. But I ended up breaking my wrist. So I didn't even play, but Robin threw.
Okay. Yeah, and I also was like concussed one of the Vegas tournaments, so maybe like we just never crossed paths while we were both healthy and playing. But cool to say that, we were in the same division and, had a chance to play each other. But anyways, when you look back on your college career, what do you think made you so consistent and able to accomplish so many great accolades? I mean, some of those accomplishments that I read off in the intro. I obviously know, Rue, you're a dog, like you're just an animal. And this is really fun for Z and I to get to know our teammates a little bit more, right? And how they were in college. So I don't think I realized like how dominant you really were. And having that experience playing in the same division and whatnot, like we were D2, but obviously can compete with a bunch of Division ones. So super impressive, first of all. But yeah, when you look back, how are you so consistent? That's hard to do for 4 years.
Yeah, so freshman year had a different coach. She pushed me to be the best. I didn't want to stay. I wanted to transfer out my freshman year right before winter break. I was going to quit the team, that sort of thing, really homesick. I'd never been away from home. And my coaches kind of sat me down, and I had a great conversation with them. And they said, stick it out, stick it out. My dad wanted me to come home. My mom told me, hey, you got to stick it out. You signed paperwork to stay. So you promised them at least that 1 year. It was obviously the best decision I ever made, but it was pretty tough. Just wanted to go ahead and compete as best as I could. I mean, coming off of high school, I would say, I never really hit home runs. I was never really consistent until my senior year of high school. And I don't know what happened. I do know ever since, this is going to sound crazy, ever since my boyfriend Zach gave me this bracelet, ever since then I started hitting halfway decent. I don't know. It was kind of weird. All it did, it was a yellow bracelet, told me to breathe. So I wore that for every game, even all throughout college until it broke my senior year. And then he ended up buying me a new one and it was fine. I feel like ever since then, I just kind of had that mentality just to breathe, kind of just to have fun out there. Kind of tough my freshman year, kind of went up and down a little bit. It was fun, that's for sure. Broke my wrist. And then I don't know. I ended up getting a new coach my sophomore year after my freshman year. And he just, right when I talked to him for the first time, he's like, are you a hard worker? And I was like, yeah, of course I'm a hard worker, but I didn't really understand what he meant by hardworking. Like being in and out of the field for hours and hours on end, just to improve on the little things. He always had us record our swings and just to really perfect it. So I never really grasped that. Thank God COVID happened because I broke my wrist, only played a couple games. That was going to be, I think, one of the worst seasons of my career. But ended up in 2021, I was not allowed to hit with my team until I perfected my swing. So that made things really tough. I was in and out of the field multiple times a day. I think maybe even 4 times a day at one point. So just being able to really understand the idea of hard work and not just working at it, thinking it's going to be perfect. Like my coach always said, like practice makes permanent. So to really kind of ingrain that in my head rather than just kind of going through the motion of things. So
Wow. Yeah. No, that's insane. I mean, there's always one year that like it's tough. I had one my sophomore year. It was brutal. But everyone, I feel like I needed it to like grow into a better person, a better player, and to like kind of realize what was important in life, if that makes sense, and how cool it was to be playing at the next level. So to your point though, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, and your career speaks for itself, but and you talked about it a little bit, the challenges you face, but how did you like truly overcome breaking your wrist? Like coming back from an injury, that's tough. What was in your head to kind of like bounce back and be the player that you were?
yeah, I think that's like the lowest I'd ever been in my career. I didn't really understand my role as a teammate. And to be completely honest, I was a horrible teammate at that point because I didn't really understand the different roles of being a teammate other than actually just playing. Just being a starter my freshman year, never understood what it takes behind the scenes of charting or being able to scout or being that person to call if someone's stealing. Like, I didn't fully understand that, and that's horrible of me. But when I got to that point, when I broke my wrist, I wasn't in the dugout. I believe I was just marking down pitches behind home plate, or just charting. And I didn't really fully understand why I was doing that. I was scouting ahead of time. I never got to make it back for our after game, post game meetings because they'd be done by the time I somehow scrambled to take down two cameras, my chair, my blanket, all with one wrist. So I don't know how I managed to do that, but I was just a horrible teammate, got called out by my coaches. Then that kind of changed real quick. Just started playing again, and I didn't just fall back into my ways. I ended up having to really look myself in the mirror and really understand why I'm here and who I'm doing it with, and that being with my team matters and doing whatever best is for the team in that point in time to just go ahead and help them. And I even struggled with that a little bit my junior year, just kind of comparing myself to other people. Kind of got that nipped in the butt really quickly, especially by the seniors at that point. Then everything ended up working out. We won the national championship. Then on, my coach sat me down, had a great conversation with me about being a leader for the next 2 years because I got another year from COVID. So 22 and 23, that I was going to be one of the leaders on the team and that this is not going to happen. Like, you want to set the example. And so knew at that point, didn't want freshmen or the younger girls to fall in my bad footsteps that I had previously in my career, and to set a good example on and off the field, whether it be through my performance or just my leadership.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it also shows that there's so much more that goes into a team than just the people that are performing on the field, right? And so, you got a little bit of that experience when you were behind the scenes and whatnot. So shifting gears a little bit to the 2021 National Championship team, what made that group so special? And was there a particular moment like throughout the season where you guys were like, we have a shot at this?
Yeah. To be completely honest, did think that we were struggling a little bit. We did well in the beginning, then we just kind of fell off. We lost to one of the worst teams in the conference at the time, which that could happen at any point. You know what I mean? To anyone. But that was kind of a breaking point for us, and really realized, like, man, we got to figure it out. Otherwise, we're not even going to make conference tournament at this point. We'd never been one to never miss out on a conference tournament. So we had a lot of rough practices, a lot of running, a lot of 21 outs and an error. We'd have to start over. It was rough. I was in the best shape of my life at that point. A lot of that. Then it got to a point where 21 outs just became easy for us. You just kind of get into a routine. We wanted to go to practice to finish 21 outs because right when we were done with 21 outs, my coach would send us home. So
yeah, you're not scared of it anymore, right? Yeah.
So that was kind of when we, I guess, picked it up, when we kind of knew we had a shot, especially winning the conference tournament. I think after the first game in the conference tournament, we were like, man, like, we could keep doing this. Then we beat the host of the conference tournament, and we were like, man, like, we're going to keep going. One conference tournament. Then we went to regionals because they didn't end up having super regionals after the COVID year. So luckily we didn't have to play that 3-game series. We ended up going to Texas A&M Commerce, having to play some tough teams there that we had already played in the conference tournament because our conference is so tough to begin with, the Lone Star Conference. So played teams there, ended up winning, and we went to the national championship, and we had no idea what we were up against. We knew that another team, Augustana, great school there. Yeah, so they were a great team, and we knew that they knew a lot of our players, key players, as well as our coach, and our coach knew their players. So when we went up again against them neck and neck, I think it was the semifinals before the championship series at the national championship. That was like our championship game. Like that was it. And we beat them and we're like, man, we could do it. We could do it. But we did have a point in the series. We lost the first game in the championship series. That was kind of tough. We had a rain out, and then we ended up having to push to a doubleheader, which kind of stinks because Division One level doesn't have typical doubleheaders.
Right. Yeah.
Tough to come back after losing, having to pick up at like the third inning or something, lose that game, and then somehow end up winning that game. And then there was just an if necessary game the next day. I did actually crazy. It's going to sound really crazy, but some of my teammates can attest to this. The night before the if necessary game, the championship game, I had a dream that we won 4-1. And we were going neck and neck all game. It was tied until the bottom of the fifth. Viola, one of their best hitters at the time, ended up hitting a home run. It was 1-0, and then we were going to have to go back at the top of the sixth, I believe, or the bottom of the sixth.
Is this whatever. Your dream still, or is this how it actually went down?
This is how it actually went down.
Okay.
But yeah, so we ended up winning 4-1 in my dream. And then the actual game, she ends up hitting a home run. Then we get up, and it was the top of the order up. Our best hitter at the time, she ended up winning National Player of the Year, Shannon McBroom. I think she walked or she got hit, and I was up next. I flew out to the warning track, so I was so upset at myself. I was like, this is my last at-bat of the season, I would think at this point, because we could walk it off here in the next inning or so on and so forth. And then all of our seniors got on all three bases. Bases loaded. We have our freshman up to bat, Gabby Valforte. She's one of my good friends, and she ended up hitting a grand slam. The score was 4-1. I have the chills thinking about it. 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth. And I look over to my friend who I told the dream about like that morning, and we were like, it's 4-1. And we go up and we hit the 3 outs, then we won. But no, that was pretty crazy there.
Yeah, that's so sick. I mean, sometimes you just have to get hot at the right time as a team. When we went to the national championship, our team barely I don't think anyone was hitting over 300 on our team at the time. So, and I think you realize the national championship, once you make the regional, like postseason, it's really not that far. Like you just have to win, like I think it's like 7 games before, if you don't lose, right? And if you win out 7 games and you're in the national championship, which is like crazy to think about. It always feels like such a reach, but as I got older throughout my career and like kind of realized how the like tournament actually worked, I was like, wait, this is like so doable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Would you say that's like probably one of the top moments of your softball career?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even fully comprehend that we won until I'd gotten home. And then that's like a week later, that's when we flew to Israel to get our citizenship and everything. But I didn't have time to comprehend it. Yeah, I mean, it was just so surreal, but I would say that that's got to be the top of my career for sure.
I mean, it makes sense. Like that's so awesome. You can, live your life saying you're a national champion for the rest of it. It's awesome. Shifting gears a little bit, you kind of alluded to it, playing on the national team for the last 5 years. Sounds like you just had like a whirlwind of emotions that entire year. So competing for the last 5 years, I mean, that's an entire college career, when you think about it. So one, what's it mean to you? How'd you hear about it? And how lucky do you feel to be able to continue to play the game that you love?
Yeah. So to start, unbelievably grateful that me had reached out to my dad. It means everything to me to be able to support such, an amazing culture, religions, state, however you want to call it. Israel means a lot to me, especially being a citizen, as you know, same with you, just to represent something more than the game. Just being able to have little girls, little boys out there like looking up to us because we play a game is so surreal. And to be able to sing Hatikva, I know everyone on the team, all of our coaches say it, but every time Hatikva plays, my body's full of chills every single time, and I wait for the first time and the last time we hear it every tournament. And just means the world to me to be able to represent something more. But going off hearing about it, so Ami had reached out to my dad, Facebook messaged him, and we thought it was a scam. It was, I think, winter of 2020, and we were like, what is this? We had heard, or I had seen like a girl that I had knew of be on the team, and I was like, okay, fine, like maybe this is a real thing. And then we got on a Zoom, and that's when he was talking about getting citizenship, and we were like, whoa.
You're like, whoa, I just won the national championship. Let me like bask in this a little bit.
Before the national championship. So I was like, I'm coming.
Oh, okay.
Wrist surgery. I just moved back to Texas after being home for so many months. I was like, what is this? But ended up getting on a Zoom with him, kind of trusting it, and then I knew some people who were going to be going over there, and I was like, let's do this. We actually it was before the camp in Vegas. I don't think you were there. Z was there, but that's when I kind of met everyone, and I was like, oh, this is legit. This
These
is
are my
legit.
people.
Yeah, exactly. These are great people, and it's just nice to actually play with people who are like you, which is really nice. You feel a lot of togetherness and
Like the first time you're on a team where everyone's Jewish or like in a room where everyone is Jewish.
exactly like they understand you, and that doesn't happen a lot anymore. So it's nice to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, ended up doing that, and then flew out a week after winning the national championship to Israel for a
Wow.
month. Yeah.
That's insane. Do you have a favorite memory or moment playing internationally with the team that stands out?
Oh man. I would say in Spain. I think 100% in Spain, beating Spain in Spain right after the opening ceremonies. That was pretty cool. I think that was the most electric game I've ever played in my entire life. That was pretty awesome. I'll never forget. I forgot what song someone had it as their walk-up song, and like everyone in the stands was singing it. That's awesome. But no, that had to have been one of the best. There were so many people there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I wasn't able to play that tournament, obviously, but like, I feel like I even had a different perspective, like just being able to watch and like embrace it. It was kind of a nice warm up to Euros before even having to step on the field, you know? In addition to that Spain game, like, what are some other teams that you always enjoy playing?
Internationally,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Love playing Czech, obviously. They're a great team. Always fun to compete with them. Same with Italy, great team. Obviously playing Great Britain as well is a lot of fun. A lot of great players on that team. But I mean, I'm trying to think of like a specific at bat. It's cool when I hit a home run against Germany.
How about
Yeah.
your double off of Georgina?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when I hit my double against Georgina Korok,
Yeah.
that was pretty awesome, and it was to right center, so that was like gold. I knew she was probably going to give me a pitch to hit because I was leading off the inning. It was like her first pitch of like the game that she was in, and I was like, I'm just going to swing. Man, I hit that thing. I got to second base. I ended up losing, which was tough. That was a close game. That was
That
a
was a good game.
that was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I ended up losing. But I don't know. I felt really bad because I was so stoked after the game, which is horrible of me. I lost, but I was just like in shock.
No, I think that's all part of like playing internationally is being able to go up against like some of the best players in the world.
I totally forgot. In Canada, we played Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kiko Ueno, like man,
14 years old.
yeah, I struck out, but man, she roomed by Robin and I, and she would like wave at us, and we were like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean that's just like why we keep coming back. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to keep playing. I feel like we've accomplished amazing careers. Like all five of us that are done playing in college, right? But something about, being on a team where you feel seen, you feel respected, like these are your people and getting to go up against the best competition every single year is just so much fun.
Exactly. You go all year and you're like I could stop. And then you get on that field again, put your glove on with everyone. It's like, gotta keep playing.
I know it's so hard to walk away, but I think that's also part of what we're trying to do with this podcast. Continue to spread positivity and spread awareness about Israel softball. I didn't even know about it until 2 years after I graduated, and so if we want to continue to be competitive with the best in the world, you got to create a pipeline. So it's really cool to be part of, and it's especially fun to be part of with people like you and Robin and Z. We've been together for the last like 5, 6 years, which is crazy to think about.
And it's grown so much, which is nice. Like there's so many younger girls who are, stars and like are going to be in our position one day. And it's just so cool to see even them each year grow is crazy. I remember like some of them were like, I don't even know how old.
High
And
school.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
now in high school, it's like, whoa, where'd time go? But just to know that they keep continuing to grow and they're going to be the next generation is unbelievable.
Yeah, totally. Tell us about your professional career a little. Now you're with the Dodgers. What kind of journey did you have, entering the real world? Because it can be hard after being a student athlete, right? Like, our whole routines, our whole schedules are set for us. But then you graduate and you're like, what do I do? So yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey there and what you're doing now for the Dodgers.
Yeah. So to start, so I thought I wanted to get into medicine. That's what I wanted to do. Ended up working at UCLA a bit in the GYN, started scheduling and more of like admin work just to kind of get my foot in the door. Ended up realizing maybe that's not for me. I really miss softball. I miss baseball. It's just kind of where my passion lies as you. So I ended up applying, I think this time last year, because I worked at UCLA for almost a year, just about a year. And that was in March of 24 that I started at UCLA. Then in December of 24 last year, that's when all like the fellowships and internships came out with the Dodgers. I applied to all of them. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to give myself the best opportunity possible. Didn't really know exactly which route I wanted to go in just because there's so many different, especially with Robin, knowing that she, with the Royals, there's so many different avenues you can go within an organization like the Dodgers or any other team. So didn't know where I wanted to go. And I knew I couldn't be a part of the internship because I wasn't physically in school, but I was 6 months post grad of my MBA. So I was able to go ahead and apply right then and there for the fellowship. If I would have waited a month, I wouldn't have been eligible. So I'm happy I saw it when I did. Timing was perfect.
Timing's everything, yeah.
Yeah. And so I ended up hearing back. Thought I was going to end up being in Arizona for a bit with another fellowship. That didn't end up working out. And then my now boss ended up calling me while I was sitting at my desk at UCLA. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick up. And he was just asking me a bunch of questions, really great guy. And he's like, oh, my other boss now ended up calling me that night. And I initially had a class at Orange Theory because I was just starting up Orange Theory, and he's like, let's talk tonight at 7. And I'm like, I'm actually on my way home. Like, I have my workout. Like, this is my one night a week that I like work out this late. He's like, no worries, call me after. I was the most stressed I'd ever been in my workout. Like, I think I lifted heavier than normal. Like, I was running faster. I got home. I was like, my hair was like slicked back. I like threw makeup on and had an interview with my now boss, who's amazing. And I ended up, I think 2 days later, got the call that I ended up getting the fellowship for ticket sales fellow to start in March. Ended up starting with them, did a lot of admin work, and it was like fresh, obviously, off of them winning the World Series the year before. So opening day was insane. And then they had their ring ceremony later that week. I started the week of opening day. So it was like all at once, pretty crazy, like coffee every day, like food awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, then I think it got to a point in like July where they were just kind of like, oh, do you like the admin side? Do you want to try selling? And I was like, you know what? Like, I've been doing the admin side. Like, I love the skill set that could be built in the admin side, but I think selling will allow me to have a deeper skill set if that's something that ends up working out. So you're basically doing admin work selling as well.
Yeah, it's all connected, kind of. Yeah.
Right. So I think like a week after that conversation, they ended up offering me like the full-time position as an inside sales representative, which was super exciting because not all the fellowships got that opportunity, or fellows got that opportunity. So I was really lucky about that, and everyone was really great. So now I'm an inside sales representative. I got promoted per se.
Woo!
Thank you. Yeah. So I ended up getting that promotion in August, and that's when I started like the full-time position. And I've been going ever since, selling season ticket memberships. I love the group of people that I work with. They make it easy to come to work every day. And yeah, obviously the bosses as well. They're great teachers and motivators, and just great to even network throughout the organization. Everyone is so kind with the Dodgers, which is not a lot of people could say about their organization or their work, but that's one thing I could say pretty proudly.
Honestly, I'm more motivated by the people that I'm working with and the work that I'm doing, right? Like, you have to spend time with them every single day.
You're with them more than you're at home.
You're right, right. Yeah. And I think working in sports, you're usually going to come across people that were former student athletes or are somewhat connected to the sports world, which, you just can bond a little bit more with and feel more like you have stuff in common. So that's really cool, though. I mean, working for like a club is not easy to get into. So that's super exciting, and I'm excited to see what you do with it. Do you have like an end goal of a dream job where you want to end up, how you might be able to get there?
Yeah, so still trying to figure that out. Wanted to obviously give sales a shot. I still think I'm building my skill set unbelievably. I don't know exactly what I want to do long term. I feel like I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm almost afraid of looking ahead, just being like 25, and there's a lot of uncertainty in life, but I'd love to feel as close to the team as possible. Didn't know if that was like baseball operations, on field reporting, broadcasting, that sort of thing, commentating, however you call it. Just because, as you know, same with you, like very passionate about the game. So to feel like you're a part of the team or being on the field, thought about maybe coaching, player development, things like that. But luckily, I have a lot of great outlets there who are willing to help. Bosses are willing to help as well to get me to a point where I could succeed in life. Not too sure when that's going to happen, but trying to obviously take everything day by day and just kind of learn and
Be
be where
where
my
your feet are. Yeah. That was awesome. No, that's a good point. I can't stand that question when people are like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to grow up, first of all. But I mean, you kind of have to think about it every now and then. But I feel like life just has a way of like working out too. Like if you are a hard worker and are more of like a yes person, like trying to put yourself out there and say yes to opportunities that come up, like good things will happen and you'll find your path.
right, right. Everything to try, Otherwise, you'll never know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, you have to try it. And I think sales is especially, it's like hit or miss with people. Like you either really love it or you don't. But I think it's a really great skill set to develop as just a person, right?
Dealing with failure, that's where
Yeah.
it comes into play of
I
like
mean,
what
you're already used to dealing with failure as a softball player, but like sales, I feel like you fail even more than you do in softball.
hang up.
Yeah.
But it's like, hi, my name's Ruby with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You're like, let me get to the end before you hang up. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you though. You are doing it, right? Like we're all just trying to make it out here and figure it out. So, step by step and you'll be where you're supposed to be. The last couple of questions. I know you're super hard on yourself and I am too, but probably sometimes her fault, but also probably a reason why you were so successful in college and still continue to be, right? If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, at the start of college or even in high school, what would it be? Looking back, seeing where you are now. Obviously, high school softball is and getting recruited is so stressful, and in college, we're so hard on ourselves. But, seeing where you are now, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
I think just to stay present. I try and tell myself that even now. I felt like I was so worried about getting recruited, or like the next thing, or the next thing. So to just, like we had said before, be where your feet are, stay present, and just kind of enjoy every moment. I feel like there were times I look back and I'm like, man, like, why didn't I do that? So don't want to really have any regrets. So just to say yes to a lot more things, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. Playing on the national team, we always like to bring this up, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but why, when there's so much negativity towards Israel in general going on around the world, why do you continue to show up for your country and put on your jersey and like be proud in who you are?
Yeah, I mean, just proud to be Jewish, carry on family legacy, family traditions. I feel like it also means a lot to my family too, as well as just the state of Israel, that other people, Americans, are representing them and supporting them. I think that means a lot. And just, at the end of the day, like that's who we are. We have to be proud of who we are, regardless of anything going on in the world. Like you always want to support the people that gave to you. And I feel like ever since like going throughout Hebrew school, this and that, like that's where I learned a lot, about myself, just throughout life in general, a lot of life lessons. Like that's who we are. So it's hard to not support or even come back and be proud to wear Israel across my chest.
Yeah, I agree. What do we have planned for Hanukkah?
Oh man. Last night I'm working, but I'm off early. Think I'm not too sure if I'm gonna go home or if Zach and I are gonna do something here. Zach, my boyfriend. Because
Zach. Shout out Zach.
so not too sure. I have my menorah from Israel that I got. I think it was in Jerusalem. So that's one of the best things I own from Israel. But gonna light that every night, obviously. Then have some family dinners. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll make some latkes.
You gotta make the latkes.
My
Gotta
dad
get
makes great latkes, so I'm
your
not used.
dad. Yeah, my dad makes good latkes too, even though he's not Jewish.
It's all right. He's embracing it.
Yeah, he's an honorary one for sure. Sweet. Well, that's all I've got. You got anything you want to add, Ruby?
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. But you guys are awesome. Love being a part of this.
Yeah, we just want to continue to share everyone's story. We all come from very different backgrounds, and it's pretty unique to have all of us come together once or twice a year and maybe talk a couple times throughout the year, but whenever we do show up together, it's like nothing's changed and
Pick up
we
where you
don't
left off. It's
we
great.
don't skip a beat at all.
It's like
So
a
I
year later, it's like, oh, hey.
yeah, I know. So part of why I want to do this is just continue to connect with you guys and learn more about my teammates and just feel even more proud to be Jewish and just so lucky to continue to play and be part of something bigger. Well, thanks for joining. We'll see you in Canada then.